Hello, Sim friends, and I am back with an architect home remodel. This is of house number 7 on the large lot, and here is the original house. I liked this house because of the inventory. I wasn't a fan of the size of the rooms. I thought that there was just a lot of awkwardly small rooms. But anyways, here is the basement. You don't really get much down there. And then here is the first floor of the house. You have those white the doorways, which is really nice. I mainly got this house for the inventory. There was quite a bit in here that I did not have. So you have everything in this front room. You have that bookshelf, and you have all of the windows, and all the doorways, and you get that dining table and dining chairs. Here's the kitchen. I didn't like the size of it. I thought it was too small for my taste. So I resized some rooms and I just changed up the layout to fit my tastes. But here is the second floor. You do get these stairways. These are the walnut or oak studio style stairs. And here are the bedrooms. And you do get the beds that came in this house. There was quite a bit of inventory in this house that I didn't have. So I liked the inventory, but I wasn't a fan of the layout. I wasn't a fan of the size of the rooms. It just seems like that the architect homes have really small rooms, and I don't know why that is. I've seen Simmers build great homes with nicely sized rooms, and such is not the case here, and I don't know why, but whatever. So I wanted to make this house my own. If you don't have a lot of the items in your inventory, this house is worth the cost. If you do have the items, I think that this house could be built for a lot cheaper than they're asking for, but that's my guess. I don't think that it's worth it if you have the items already. This is mainly an inventory house. That's my opinion. But you do get the railings. If you haven't done the Hamlet items, you do get those railings. Here is the house. I wanted to have it a rustic theme, so I kept with the same exterior walls, and I had changed up the railings. And so here is the front. I kept it the same, this front entrance, except for I put in new frame doors and I put in new flooring. So here is the entryway. I put in that white stairwell that has some brown. Here is the living room. I used the rustic items in here. Wallpaper is the rustic wallpaper. It took me a while on the floor because they don't have a rustic floor. The dining table is from the newest craft challenge. And here's the backyard. I have a chicken coop. And then here is the kitchen. The countertops, I forget what they're called, but I wanted to keep it with the wood theme. Here is the laundry room and also the pantry. And here is the second floor, and I just have up some wall hangings, and in the bathroom I use the rustic gray items, and I really like how it looks. I haven't used those in a long time. And then here is first bedroom. I just have it as like a kid's room, if you will. And then here is the other bedroom. I have that rustic bed. They only have one rustic bed, at least in my inventory. So, you know, I just made do. So I used a lot of the older style beds, and I have a wardrobe and a dresser and a computer in each room. The third floor, I have 2 offices for both Sims who work from home. And here is this bedroom. I use that ranch style bed. I haven't used that in a while. Here is a main room. I have it as a TV room, and it leads out onto the balcony. And here's the other office with this desk and then 2 chairs.